I'm going to start recording this portion. We were trying to use the zaproxy or owasp zap 2.9 and it failed on us. We launched it and we clicked on update, and then we tried to do a manual explore badstore.net launching a Firefox web browser with a heads-up display, and it would not launch. So something went wrong with the update, and found a solution to that. So if you have the zaproxy up and going, you can go and close it out with the little X, and then we can run a fix that I've tried on my work computer and also this instructor machine here. And we also made sure that it worked in the afternoon class. So the problem with zaproxy, one, you need to open up a shell window and make sure that your root, which means that you've got the pound sign there at your prompt. And from a root prompt, basically what we're going to do, you're going to type CD and hit enter, and that'll make sure that you are in the root's home folder. And then you're going to remove the .zap. It's a hidden configuration directory. You might tap ls just to make sure, but or pwd just make sure you're in the root home folder. You're going to type rm-rf space and the .zap. That'll delete all of the zap configuration settings that were stored. You'll then have to change directory into USR, share, zaproxy. After you're in that directory, and you type pwd and you see that the user shares zaproxy, you're in the right spot. You'll type rm-rf star to delete everything out of the zaproxy folder. And that will delete all of the updated plugins and stuff that came with when we clicked update. And then you'll apt reinstall zaproxy. And hopefully you are logged in as root and not the student account. If you somehow launch the zaproxy as student, I don't know that it might launch. It uses port 8080, so it could launch as a student account. The process of CD up here, you might actually have to change CD space /home/students or whatever user account that you launched zaproxy under, and then remove the hidden .zap, that's uppercase ZAP folder. The main goal after issuing all of those commands and the zaproxy reinstalls itself, you can relaunch the zaproxy. If you remember, it was under number 3 here, web application analysis, and the zap lightning bolt. When you relaunch it, do not update. And the dialog box pops up and says, hey, update system. You want to maximize that window and close it out. You do not want to update. Okay, it looks like Bethany is starting up her zap. So we're going to watch her screen. And on this screen, you'll just click no on the, do you want to persist the ZAP session? and then click Start. When this screen comes up, this is the screen that you'll want to cancel. You don't want to do the update because the updates broke. I don't know which plugin it was. I haven't spent the time to go through each one. So you'll want to make sure you get close on that update screen. Hopefully everybody's seen that on Bethany's. Now you'll want to maximize your Zap proxy screen, and then click on your green lightning bolt. And everybody should notice that the enable HUD check is already pre-checked and it's not grayed out like it was before. You can also type in the http://www.badstore.net, and you should be able to launch the Firefox browser at that point. So I'm going to show you my screen. There's the commands again if anybody's lagging behind, which is a good chance somebody's lagging behind. I'm going to bring these commands back up in just a second. I'm going to show you my Zap proxy, how the manual, the green lightning bolt, how to have my badstore.net, the checkbox, and I've launched the Firefox browser. I'm also going to show you what it looks like once that you launch the Firefox window. Firefox window will come up. There'll be a neat little robotic icon in the title bar. There'll be an orange stripe across the URL. And you should also have a welcome to Zap HUD, a heads-up display with a continue to your target button that you'll be wanting to click. You'd also notice that should have icons on the left and right side of the screen, plus an attack and configuration cogwheel at the bottom of your screen. I'm going to go bring up the text again for those that are remote and lagging a little bit, and let everybody get caught up. Okay, so troubleshooting most of your issues stemmed from line number 2 right here, the moving of .zap. You either typed it in lowercase or you're actually logged in as an account other than root into the graphical interface, and you had to change to /home/ whatever user account you were using to launch the tool and remove that folder. Once that was done, it seemed like everybody's came up working. So that comes up to welcome to the Zap HUD. We'll go ahead and hit continue to my target. And I got the heads up display off. So several things. We've got some page alerts. We got info, low, medium, high alerts. And we also have, I believe, server alerts over here for the entire server itself. And then on the left side, I believe it's just for the pages. So one of the cool things I wanted to look at here, there's a light bulb over here. It's not really cool on this. That shows and enables hidden field within the page. So if you click, you notice there's an extra little search box that comes up. I'm going to go ahead and re-hide that. It just kind of toggles on and off. One of the really blatant security flaws is on the login register portion of this bad store. You'll find that link over here to the left. under login and register. For some reason mine's not clickable. I'm going to reload the page and see if the page just didn't get all loaded. So I'll click the login and register. Get in there. I'm going to look at Ricky's here real quick, see what his is doing. So his is just Q. Okay, on this page, we've got the top part where we can log in. I'm also noticing my light bulb over to the left side. The light bulb now shows a 2 beside it, showing that there's 2 hidden things on the page. So I'm going to scroll down to this register for a new account and just look at everything I see. I see that I can enter my name, my email address, my password, and a favorite color. Cool, and I get a regular user account created. Now I'm going to click on the light bulb. And another field has appeared on the screen. And that this proxy server, actually 2 of them, they're highlighted in purple, bordered in purple anyway. And I got the quick search at the top. And out here beside the register button, there's a new field that popped in that has the letter U on it. Interesting. A hidden field, and it's also got a pre-filled in value of an uppercase U. So I wonder what that is. I'm going to highlight this section and move down here past the register with my mouse and let go so it's all highlighted. And I'm going to view the HTML source code. And that can be done by, after you've highlighted the section, you can right-click on the blue text. Make sure your mouse is actually over the letters. And it should change into like a little I for insert. And you can right-click at that point in time and get a context menu. And that allows you to view the selection source. And this is where, if you are wanting to stay in IT, to learn some things, some like a little bit of basic HTML coding and scripting languages and stuff. It's right in here in this HTML source. I'll start reading and I can see some of the stuff here and highlight register for a new account. That's what I had highlighted first. We've got some post action, meaning we're going to post information to the server. Come down here, I've got what's your favorite color? And my highlighting is ended at that point in time, but if I scroll to the left, I can see green, blue, red, orange, purple, yellow. I know that little hidden field was past that point. So I keep looking on further down, and then I've got the password hint. I was talking about that up beside the drop down. So I see that on my screen. You'll need to email your email address and this hint to access your account if you forget your current password. So keep going, keep going. And now I've come up. I found the letter U all by itself, the uppercase letter U value. So if you know HTML, they're enclosed in tags, greater than, less than symbols. So I'm going to highlight the tag that has the U in there and just investigate what this is doing. So everything here I've input. The type is blank. The name is equal to role. The value is equal to the capital U. And that is what will be sent to the server when you click the register button. And typically that's hidden. If I look at some of these other input values, like here's one input string. The name is full name. There's another input value, and the name happens to be email. So if I look at the website, so one of them's named full name, which is probably that field. The other one's named email, which is probably that field. I bet I have an input for password, and its name is passwd. And the hidden one's name is role. What do you think role means? I think you understand what first name and email and passwd. I think you understand what those mean, because it's pretty clear on the screen, their name. But what is role?
Like admin or user?
Yeah, role is you have role based. This does go along with security. We have systems that use groups to group people together and give them permissions. Then you have role based access control, and you can simulate role based access control. Say Active Directory groups. You could create a group for superintendent or principal, one for teachers, one for students, and just add the people into those roles, assigning those roles privileges into the system. So it's kind of similar to role-based. You'll see a full-based role-based access mechanism when you take system virtualization class. Maybe it'll make a little bit more sense after you take that class. But yeah, role-based is you create a particular role. It has rights into the system predefined, and then users are assigned to those roles. You can't assign a user to anything directly. Most of the time in role-based, they really want you to assign a user account to a particular role, and they automatically get all of the rights and privileges of that role. So a capital U, what's capital U? What do you think would stand for when you're creating a regular user?
The main user?
Yeah, just regular user. It's using a single letter. Is there any other letters that you might think the system would be using for other roles on the system? Any wild guesses?
G for guest.
A for administrator.
R.
G for guest. R for read only. Yep, those are some good guesses. What we want to become an administrator, right? So maybe maybe we should try this with an A. What we could do, we could save this HTML to a text file. We could open it up in a text editor, and we could find anywhere where there's a partial URL, the URL where it doesn't have the host name. We could edit, and in front of the CGI bin here, we could add in the http:// badstore.net in there. And that takes a little bit of time and some knowledge of absolute paths versus relative paths with HTML codes. When you hit submit, it goes to the server and not try to hit your local host computer. Or this really neat zaproxy system allows us to view the hidden form fields and allows us to directly modify them by changing it to like an A. So we could register for an account. What's his favorite color? You shouldn't have to ask.
Green.
I'm gonna go with orange.
Orange.
Oh, it's green for money.
Yeah. That's
Or
a-
gold.
Orange, green, plaid. Somebody should write him a letter that he needs to have some orange and green plaid suits instead of his black and navy blue stuff. Are we making fun of him? It's okay, as long as it's all in jest and you're not being mean to somebody, right?
We're all nice people. We would never make fun of anyone.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to attempt to register. And what happened? I'm logged in. But do I have administrative rights?
No.
So I'm going to try to test out my administrative rights capability. If you remember, the other blatant problem was the address bar doesn't hide anything. It doesn't obscure what's happening at the top. So your server should be able to obscure the URL at the top and not show action equals register and all the stuff like that. So we've already done the register action. And if you remember last week, we found an admin portal just by attempting a keyword action equals admin. Let's see if we could get any admin privileges. So as I hit enter, I get to the admin portal. So running the sales report does work. Now you can get rich. You see everybody's credit card information and their expiration date. And of course, problem is they all expired in 07, 2010. I think, I don't know if that's year first or month first. But they're of course all bogus credit card info.